amazing, isn't it? Like, you're scrolling, maybe watching something, and bam, there's anime in places you really wouldn't expect sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely noticeable. Car ads, fast food. It feels like it's gone from being, a bit niche to suddenly being this go-to style for brands wanting to connect.
Especially with younger people, right? Gen Z seems to be the focus.
Exactly. So in this deep dive, we're going to unpack that a bit. Why anime? Why now? And what does it actually mean for marketing effectively today? We've been looking at an article that digs into this, gives some great examples.
Okay, yeah, let's get into it. Because the article makes it clear this isn't just like a couple small brands testing the water.
No, not at all. We're talking major players jumping in. And that shift from niche to mainstream marketing tool, that's significant.
So what's the core reason then? The article mentions Gen Z's buying power, right? There was another piece just on that.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it. Gen Z, their wallets are opening up, they have influence, and crucially, they've grown up completely immersed in digital culture. Anime and manga are just, part of that landscape for many of them.
It's native territory in a way.
Precisely. So brands trying to be relevant, trying to build real connections, tapping into something that generation already values makes a lot of sense, strategically speaking.
Okay, let's talk examples, because some of these are pretty clever. Nissan and the Lo-Fi Girl, that one stood out.
Oh yeah, that was smart. For anyone listening who doesn't know, the Lo-Fi Girl stream on YouTube, it's huge. Just this chill animation music for studying, relaxing. It's iconic for a certain online vibe.
Right, a real cultural touch point.
And Nissan didn't just barge in. They created this 4-hour ad that looked and felt exactly like the Lo-Fi Girl stream. But it was, technically a pre-roll ad, just a really long one.
Like a 6-minute pre-roll of a 4-hour video. That's bold.
It is. But it worked. It blended in seamlessly. It respected the context the viewer's experience.
And the results were kind of crazy, weren't they? Like 12 million views pretty fast.
Over 12 million in just 2 months, yeah.
Yeah.
And the comments were key people saying it was the only ad they'd ever watched all the way through.
That's marketing gold right there. It shows if you meet the audience where they are with something they actually like, it cuts through.
Absolutely. It's about engagement, not just eyeballs. Positive sentiment, not just reach. That builds way more brand affinity than, some annoying pop-up.
Then there's McDonald's. They went even bigger, arguably, with W Donald.
Oh, definitely. That was a whole campaign. Temporarily rebranding actual restaurants to W Donald's,
Yeah.
a name that popped up in anime sometimes, that's a big commitment.
And they didn't stop there. They had short anime episodes.
Yeah, released weekly on YouTube. Plus, their Instagram feed basically turned into a manga page for a while. It was full immersion.
And new sauces too, right? With manga-style packaging.
Exactly. Asian-inspired sauces, the packaging, the promotional clips featuring anime characters sharing a meal. Yeah. It was a whole cohesive world they built.
It wasn't just sticking an anime character on a burger box?
Not at all. It was weaving that aesthetic and narrative into the actual product and the whole customer experience.
Yep.
For a giant like McDonald's to do that, even temporarily, it really shows how much weight they put behind this approach for connecting.
Okay, what about IKEA? That seems like a less obvious fit, maybe.
You might think so, but their 80th anniversary campaign, Do Try This at Home, it slipped anime in quite neatly.
How did that work?
Well, the campaign was about showing customers using IKEA stuff for their passions, like an older gamer, a teenager, setting up for a guitar performance.
Yeah.
Relatable stuff.
Okay.
But then in the video, certain people would suddenly transform into anime versions of themselves, like a grandma and her nephew. It was this unexpected, visually fun moment.
Huh. Just a little flourish.
Yeah, but a memorable one. And the article points out IKEA has done other animated campaigns too, like one aimed at students finding their slice of life.
Right, targeting that Gen Z demographic again when they're setting up dorms or first apartments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It suggests they understand that animation and styles leaning towards anime can feel, more approachable or engaging for that age group than maybe a standard furniture ad.
Then you've got Toyota literally launching its own anime series, GRIP. That's next level.
That really is.
Yeah.
Creating original content like that, a whole series, that's a serious investment. It signals they're not just borrowing the aesthetic, they're trying to become part of the entertainment landscape their audience enjoys.
What's the show about? High-speed chases?
Pretty much. The Toyota site calls it a high-octane original anime series about the battle between the human spirit and computer control, featuring their performance cars, the GR models.
So classic anime themes, human spirit versus technology, plus cool cars.
Nailed it. It's available right on their website. It's content marketing, but, elevated through a very specific, culturally resonant medium, showcasing the GR Corolla, Supra, GR86 within this narrative.
Even Apple got in on it. That surprised me, given their usual style.
Yeah, a live-action manga film for the iPhone 15 Pro, using manga's visual storytelling techniques, even in live action, to show off the phone's features.
So adapting the style of storytelling, not just the animation itself.
Precisely. It shows how pervasive the influence of manga and anime is, affecting even brands known for very different aesthetics. They're borrowing the dynamism, the visual language.
Okay, so Nissan, McDonald's, IKEA, Toyota, Apple. And the article mentioned others too, right? Like fashion brands.
Oh, yeah. The trend is broad. Piyume collaborating with One Piece. Nike doing Tokyo-inspired collections with anime vibes. Uniqlo is huge for this with their UT collections, Naruto, Demon Slayer, Sailor Moon.
Uniqlo is almost expected now. They do collaborations so well.
They really do. And even luxury brands like Gucci have done collaborations featuring characters like Doraemon in exclusive collections. It's undeniably a major, major trend.
So circling back, it all comes down to effectively reaching Gen Z and younger audiences.
That's the core driver, yes. Gen Z just has this deep, genuine affinity for anime and the digital culture surrounding it. It's not superficial for them.
And they're discerning, too. They can probably tell when a brand is just trying to cash in versus actually appreciating the culture.
Oh, absolutely. Authenticity is key. You can't just slap an anime eye on a product and call it a day. The brands that we see succeeding, the ones getting positive reactions like Nissan did, are those who seem to understand the nuances.
They invest in getting it right.
Exactly. It's about thoughtful integration, respecting the source, and creating something that feels genuine to that audience. That's how you build trust and potentially long-term loyalty.
So the big takeaway here isn't just anime is popular. It's more about a shift in marketing towards more immersive, culturally connected storytelling.
I think that's a great way to put it. Using anime and manga, it's a way for brands to tap into a rich visual language and existing cultural connections to hopefully stand out and build deeper relationships. It's speaking the audience's language.
And it doesn't feel like this is slowing down anytime soon.
Probably not. As Gen Z's influence grows and as brands get more comfortable and creative with this, we'll likely see even more interesting integrations. It's definitely a space to watch.
It really is. So for you listening, maybe think about how visual storytelling and tapping into cultural trends, whatever they might be for your audience, could shift how you connect. It's not just for selling cars or burgers.
Well said. And of course, if you're thinking about updating your own marketing strategy, trying to navigate these kinds of trends to genuinely connect with people today, well, that's what we do at Subsign. Feel free to get in touch.
Definitely. And make sure you subscribe or follow this deep dive wherever you're listening so you catch our next exploration. Thanks for tuning in.